Good morning, Dean Mello and classmates. I will be reporting the continuation of Chapter 4, Social and Ethical Concerns Relating to Information System. Modern information systems have posed serious legal and social challenges to the protection of private intellectual property. Intangible property made by people or businesses is referred to as an intellectual property. Due to the ease with which computerized material may be transferred on networks or replicated, information technology has made it challenging to protect intellectual property. Trade secrets, copyrights, and patent law, these three legal traditions that provide various protection for intellectual property. The first one is trade secrets. Trade secrets is a first sample of intellectual property. These are the rights on confidential information which may be sold or licensed. A formula, device, pattern, or compilation of data used for business purposes can be categorized as a trade secret. Trade secret protection differ from state to state. Software can be classified as a trade secret if it has novel or distinctive components, processes, or compilation. The real ideas contained in a work product are protected under trade secret legislation. To make this claim, the creator or owner must take care to enforce non-disclosure agreements on their workers and clients and to keep the secret from becoming known to the public. The next one is the copyright. Copyright is a legal privilege that guards intellectual property creators from having their work copied for any reason for the duration of their lives and an extra 70 years after their death. For works owned by corporation, copyright protection is in effect for 95 years following the date of creation. Books, magazines, lectures, plays, musical compositions, drawings, maps, photographs, motion pictures, and periodicals all now have copyright protections, thanks to legislation passed by the Congress. Copyright rules aims to promote creativity and authorship. The Copyright Office started registering software programs in the middle of 1960s, and in 1980s, Congress passed the Computer Software Copyright Act, which outlines the buyer's rights to use the software, while the creator retains legal title and clearly protects software program code and copies of the original sold in commerce. The next one is the patent. Patent is an exclusive right that allows the investor to exclude others from making using or selling the product of his inventions during the life of the patent. The patent gives the owner 20-year exclusive monopoly over the concept behind an invention. The purpose of the patent law, as intended by Congress, is to protect novel, machine, device, or method inventors from infringement and to enable widespread application of the innovation by making clear schematics available to those seeking to apply the concept under license from the patent owner. Originality, uniqueness, and invention are the three main ideas in patent law. The benefit of a patent is that it gives a monopoly on the fundamental principles and concept of software. Intellectual property rights, issues, and challenges. Modern information technologies, particularly software, provide serious difficulties for current intellectual property system, and as a result, raise important ethical, social, and political dilemmas. The spread of electronic networks such as internet has made an intellectual property protection even more challenging. before the widespread usage of networks. Distribution was hampered by the need to store copies of software, books, magazine articles, or films on physical medium such as paper, computer disk, or videotape. Information may be duplicated and spread more broadly using networks. According to the International Data Corporation and the Business Software Alliance, 9th Annual Study on Global Software Piracy, the rate of software theft has increased to 42% in 2011. The Internet was created to enable the unrestricted global transmission of information, including that which is subject to copyright. You may simply duplicate and distribute nearly anything to thousands or even millions of people worldwide with the help of the World Wide Web, even if they use various kinds of computers. Additionally, some copyright protection is offered by the Digital Millennium Copyright Act or the DMCA of 1998. The DMCA put into effect a World Intellectual Property Organization treaty that makes it unlawful to go beyond the protected content's technological protection. Control, liability, and accountability. New information technologies are challenging existing liability, laws, and social norms for holding people and institutions accountable, along with the privacy and property laws. Who should be held responsible and consequently held liable if a person is hurt by a device that is partially controlled by a software? These queries might be clarified by some examples from the real world. Problems with computer-related liability. Why not consider software as a service? Customers of banks are given access to ATMs as a service. Customer will experience annoyance and even suffer financial harm if they are unable to access their funds in a timely manner. Should this service fail? Should software developers and owners of flawed financial, accounting, simulation, or marketing system be given liability protections as well? Given the importance of a software in a daily life, there is a good probability that liability law will be expanded to cover software, even if the software only offers an information service. Some examples of this are using online payment transactions and mobile app for banks and for the use of bank transfer may not be reflected sometimes, and technical issues may arise in which you may not check your account right away. System quality, system error, and data quality. Poor input data quality, hardware breakdowns due to the natural or other causes, and software flaws and mistakes are the three main causes of poor system performance. The reason why it is impossible to achieve zero flaws in the software code of any complexity, and why it is impossible to gauge how critical and remaining bugs. As a result, there is a technological barrier to creating software that is perfect, and users need to be informed of the possibility of disastrous failure. Data quality issues are by far the most frequent cause of business system failure, despite the fact that press coverage on software defects and facility disaster is likely to be extensive. Equity, access, and boundaries in quality of life. Along with the power of technology, the negative and social consequences of adopting information technologies and systems are starting to rise. Many of these unfavorable societal effects are not crimes against property or violations of individual rights. However, these unfavorable effects have the potential to be very damaging to people, societies, and political systems despite the benefits they provide. Computers and information technology have the potential to undermine important aspects of our culture and civilization. Rapidity of change reduces response time to competition. Markets on a national and international scale are now far more effective because to information system. The customary societal buffers that gave businesses several years to adapt the competition have been diminished by today's more effective global marketplace. The downside of time-based competition is that your employer might not have enough time to respond to international rivals and could go out of business in a year, costing you your job. We run the risk of becoming a just-in-time society with just-in-time workplaces, families, and vacation as well as just-in-time jobs. Maintaining boundaries, family, work, and leisure. Because it is truly becoming a reality, ubiquitous computing, telecommuting, nomad computing, mobile computing, and the do anything, anywhere computing environment are all at risk. The conventional divisions between job, family, and simple pleasure have weakened. The term work now includes commute time, vacation time, and free time in addition to the 8-hour workday. These tight social bonds are threatened even by free time spent online, even for employment or recreation. Prolonged internet use keeps people away from their loved ones. It can result in detrimental antisocial conduct such the recent rise in cyberbullying among middle school and teenage kids. Dependence and vulnerability. Our modern corporation, governments, educational institutions, and non-profit organizations like churches rely heavily on information technologies, making them extremely susceptible if this system malfunction. For instance, educational software is used and relied upon more and more in secondary school. Frequently, test results are kept off campus. There is no substitute educational framework or body of knowledge that could replace this system if they were to fail. Demands for national standards and possibly governmental control will likely be made due to lack of standards and importance of some system application. Computer crime and abuse. Computers and other new technologies such as them open up new chances for criminal activity by producing new valuable things to steal, new methods for doing so, and new means to hurt people. The commission of illegal acts using computer or against a computer system is known as a computer crime. The Internet Crime Complaint Center or IC3, a collaboration between the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the National White Collar Crime Center, is one of the resources for information. The IC3 data can be used to determine the kinds of e-commerce offenses that customers are more likely to report. Computer abuse is the use of computer to commit actions that might not be against the law but are nevertheless viewed as unethical. Spamming has become a significant issue for both people and organizations due to the widespread use of internet and email. Spam is a junk email that is sent to a large group of internet users who have not indicated any interest in the good or service being advertised by a company or an individual. One good example of which is to develop trainings to detect spam, phishing, and other crimes or other technological crimes. To detect this, the company should ensure that they have applied um, trainings and other trainings and other um, uh, trainings to limit threats, technological threats, sample of which is if a company adopts those to minimize those risks and to avoid information capture. We often receive spam messages from outside sources. Those messages are threats to internal informations of some companies. Another drawback of computer technology is the growing trend of monitoring workers and regular citizens who are not engaging in any unlawful activity but are nevertheless thought to be worth observing. Employment, trickle-down technology, and re-engineering job loss. The information system community frequently hails re-engineering work as a major advantage of a new information technology. According to one economist, there is a chance that society will be governed by a small high-tech elite of corporate professionals in a nation of permanently unemployed, according to Rick Finn of 1993. Some economists have raised new concerns about the threat that information and computer technology pose to middle-class, white-collar occupation in 2011. Eric, Brian Jolfson, and Andrew McAfee contend that the confluence of technologies including robots, numerically controlled by machines, computerized inventory control, pattern recognition, voice recognition, and internet commerce has increased the rate of automation in recent years. Some economists are significantly more upbeat about the possibility of job losses than others. They think that by removing the intelligent, educated employees for the engineered position, these workers will move on to the best position in rapidly expanding industries. Example of which applies also to my current role as an IT auditor. We develop or automate system to enable user to minimize their tasks. So we have implemented robotics and automation in our company, which we develop some of the robots, and these robots are the ones that is taken down into the production and that is being used to minimize the task or the task of the employee. Um, it doesn't mean that the employee has um, will be will reduce his task, or this may cause an series of unemployments for some. Um, it ensures that these robots helps the bulk of transactions, and still people still always checks the accuracy of these robots as an automation. Equity and access, increasing racial and social class cleavages. Despite the fact that computer ownership and internet access have increased dramatically over the past 5 years, several studies have indicated that poor and minority groups in the United States are less likely to have computers or online access to the internet and home computers than lower income families in the same group. Despite the gap closing, schools in high poverty locations are less likely to have computers, high quality in- instructional technology programs, or internet connections available for their kids, creating a comparable digital divide. If the digital divide is not closed, there could be a huge number of information have-nots who are computer illiterate and unskilled versus a society of informations have who are computer literate and skilled. Public interest groups seeks to have close this digital divide by ensuring that almost everyone has access to digital information services such as the internet in a similar manner on how the basic telephone service is currently provided. The health risks RSI, CSV, and Techno Stress. The repetitive stress injury is currently the most prevalent occupational ailment. Um, Tennis, for example, of hundreds of repetition with low impact loads can cause muscle groups to be strained by repetitive motions, which can lead to RSI or repetitive stress injury. I have also an experience before in which I used to bake pastries, and I have this kind of injury before, and it's because of the overuse um, of the hand. So this can lead to RSI, such as also as at computer keyboards. In computer keyboards, these are the main causes of RSI, since some of the peoples are in technology, or some people work in a company. Usually, this causes some symptoms. The carpal tunnel syndrome, in which pressure on the median nerve through the bony structure of the wrist, known as the carpal tunnel, results in pain. In the most prevalent type of RSI associated with the computers, a word processor can make 20,000 keystrokes in a single shift, which contributes to a strain. Carpal tunnel syndrome includes tingling, numbness, shooting pain, and difficulty grasping. Carpal tunnel syndrome has been identified in millions of people who work. RSI can be prevented. Proper monitor stands, footrest, and workstation design that promotes a neutral wrist position all help to improve posture and lessen the risk of repetitive strain injury. The option of ergonomic keyboards is also available. Regular relaxation periods and employee duty rotation should be used to support this action. Computers can also lead to other occupational diseases besides RSI. Poor ergonomic desk design can also cause foot pains, leg stress, and back and neck pain. Computer vision syndrome refers to any eye strain problem associated to display screen used in desktop computers, laptops, e-readers, smartphones, and handheld video games. About 90% of individuals who spend 3 hours or more every day in front of a computer are impacted by this syndrome. Back 2010. Headaches, impaired vision, and dry and itchy eyes are some of the symptoms, which are typically transient. The last one is the techno stress, or stress brought by using of computers, is the most recently illness associated with computers. Anger, animosity towards people, irritability, and exhaustion are few of these symptoms. Experts assert that people who spend a lot of time around computers develop the expectation that people and institutions will act impersonally and instantly without showing any emotion. Along with these illnesses, computer technology may be altering our cognitive processes, or at the very least impairing our ability to reason and solve problems. Despite the fact that internet has made it much simpler for people to access, produce, and use information, some experts fear it is also making it harder for people to concentrate and think effectively. So this is my reference, our book, in Advanced Management and Information System for ITE Business and Allied Programs. Authors Dean Marmelo P. Abante, Miss Alice M. Lacorte, and Sir Gerald Gongora. Thank you for listening.